You've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
Welcome. Ziggy1X here with Not Another NieR reincarnation video. And I seem to be on a streak of this right now. My last video was for another game that I play, FFBE. And something just popped up in my notifications. And I had to stop what I was doing at work and watch it. So I'm out here doing a cell phone tower survey. And I got a notification for a new Transformers movie trailer. Okay, guys, so I don't know if I've ever said this in any of my NieR reincarnation content, but I am a giant Transformers nut. And I started collecting Transformers when I was 4 years old, okay? I have been doing this my whole life. My first Transformer was Sunstreaker, and then I got Wheeljack, and I got Dinobots, and I'm OG. I'm G1 OG. I still collect them to this day. I'll go out and get the really nice ones from time to time, the ones straight from Japan, the Masterpiece series, and some of the third-party ones are just absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to do something I've never done here, and I'm going to do a live reaction to a trailer, a movie trailer. And let's just be clear here. Movie trailers, their job is to make it look better than it actually is. I mean, that's really the job of a movie trailer. The good movie trailers are the ones that are still amazing after you watch the movie. You can watch the movie, go back and watch the trailer again, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that was such a good trailer and this was such a good movie. Personal bias. I love Transformers, so I'm gonna go a little easier on them. I really enjoyed the first Transformers movie, the Bayformers. The second one I enjoyed at the time, and it didn't really hold up very well for me. It had a lot of stupid stuff in it, but it did have some redeeming moments just for me personally because, again, I enjoy that stuff. The third one I actually thought may have been the best of the original series. It did have some stupid stuff in it, which all Bayformers did, but it also had some really great stuff in it. And we just don't get a lot of the things that we got in those older movies and some of the newer movies, the visually effects heavy ones. I actually think Bay was ahead of his time, visually speaking, in a lot of instances. I thought the third Transformers movie was the best of the original bunch. The fourth and the fifth, I don't even talk about. I saw them both. I was okay with the fourth one. I kind of hated the fifth one. And then Bumblebee came around. And I really wasn't excited for it because, first of all, Bumblebee's never been one of my favorite Transformers. I like Bumblebee. I mean, he's fine. But I've always been an Optimus Prime, Megatron, Grimlock. Who are some other ones that I really like? I kind of like the original cast, but Bumblebee always kind of fell off the rails for me. That movie, though, Bumblebee, was a welcome surprise. It was so good. I was hooked in from the opening scene to the ending credits, and I was just absolutely blown away with it. So it was, of all the Transformers movies that have come out, it was my favorite. And I was really sad to see that it didn't have any real commercial or box office success. It flopped. I mean, it didn't make money. And the team behind it was very creative. The story, the narrative drive of it, the visual effects and everything, it was a good package. And I liked everybody involved with it. And I was really sad not to see a sequel. This movie seems to be a sequel, okay, of that. And I couldn't be happier. I'm almost 4 minutes into this, so let's watch the trailer, okay? So live reaction time. You're never going to see me do this again probably, but let's just see what happens. Okay. Cool. That's jazz. Looks good. All right. Any of you old school Transformers fans, Beast Wars, here we come. Okay, generic footage. That's cheesy, but sure, throw it in there. Okay. Nice clean font. By the way, I like clean font in my trailers. Oh, that's hot. That's Optimus Prime. Oh, that looks good. And that's Optimus Prime. Oh my gosh, I love the new design for
crime. There is a darkness coming.
Wish he had his main blaster, but it's cool that it comes out of his arm. Oh, I love seeing him as the... Yeah, okay, so Bumblebee changed at the end of Bumblebee into that car. That's definitely Jazz. He's a push. Okay, let's see what Jazz does here. Of course, you gotta run from the police. Come on, guys, give the police a break. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's Mirage, actually. That's a Mirage ability, but I like that Jazz is doing it. They probably don't have Mirage in the movies, but I like that they're kind of blending Jazz and Mirage. Oh, Cheetor. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Oh, RC. I'm freaking out. I love RC. Okay. I love all these characters. Ooh. Okay.
From both your past.
Okay, who do we have there? I may have to pause and Rhinox. Okay, good. All right, good. Good transformations. Everything looks great. Everything looks everything looks beautiful.
Like this.
Oh, thank you. Give him his
Let
face
them
shield
come.
back. I love it. Good transformation. Really smooth transformations. Nice. Okay. All right. Good. You know what? Let's see a good shot of RC there. That's right. RC keeping it cool. Okay. And this is the footage we saw. Oh, I like that. Jazz hands in his backpack. Okay. This is awesome. June 2023. All right. So here we are. Wow. Okay. So some thoughts. Hot take thoughts. That was a raw take for me. Okay, I'm excited. I'm really excited. First of all, I love that they're keeping the aesthetics from the Bumblebee movie because the Transformers just simply looked better in that movie. I did enjoy Bay's interpretation, but they were a departure from the Transformers. He was trying to make them more kind of sort of realistic looking and take them away from their comic and cartoon roots. I can't remember who the man was who did the Bumblebee movie. He was the same one who did Leica Studios, Coraline and Kubo and the Two Strings, both amazing movies, and a couple of the others that were in Leica. And he took the Transformers, he pulled them back to a more comic and cartoon accurate look. It's something that we can look at them and say, oh yeah, that's definitely Optimus Prime. Oh yeah, that's definitely Jazz. The abilities, again, Jazz was a different character in the original, and Mirage was the one who created illusions and images and duped out the Decepticons and stuff with his holograms. That was one of his big weapons, was holograms. Well, Jazz, that was clearly Jazz, because Jazz has always been a Porsche, and they're really going back to those roots. Jazz was the one making the illusions. So any of you guys keeping up with me on this, you'll know what I'm talking about. The ones who don't, I'm a giant Transformers geek. Some people have got it for everything else. I'm the guy who knows Transformers. Now, here's a thought. It says that the planet transforms in the beginning. So that to me means that there's something changing with the planet. Now, there have been interpretations of Transformers where the big baddie in the Transformers universe, Unicron, was actually Earth, which is kind of horrifying. Bay played into that a little bit in Transformers 5. Again, Transformers 5 sucked, but there have been other cartoons, Transformers Prime, which actually I thought was a very good one, where Unicron was actually Earth. And that was a cool interpretation. Now, I think that actually works. And I think that also explains a lot why the Autobots and Decepticons, and in this case, the Maximals and the Predacons, if we're doing Beast Wars stuff, are drawn to Earth because there is a power there that pulls them, and that could be Unicron. And so the planet changing, that hint that they gave us at the beginning, may be that Unicron is waking up within the planet. And the Maximals, which are basically the Autobot analog to Beast Wars, they may have been there, and in the Beast Wars cartoon, they were there for a very long time. They actually went through a time warp. They were from the future, but they were the descendants of the Autobots, the Maximals. But then they fell through a time warp that took them back into Earth's ancient past, into times of dinosaurs and everything else. And so this may play into it. It may play closer to the Beast Wars mythos than some of the Generation 1 Transformers and stuff we've seen. I'm okay with that. Beast Wars was actually a phenomenal story. Beast Wars, I think, was narratively, as far as Transformers go, ahead of its time. It had some really great elements for old school fans, and it blazed new trails. So if they are going to go the Beast Wars route with this and basically bring in all of the really popular, familiar faces, RC, RC, classic for me. I love RC. Optimus, all-time favorite. I hope they have Megatron in this one. They alluded to Megatron in Bumblebee, and I liked that they alluded to him as this incredibly terrifying presence, because the problem that they did, the mistake that Bay made in the first Transformers movie, is he introduced Megatron. He made him menacing, but then he killed him off too quickly. And then they made a mistake, kind of like what they did in Last Jedi, Star Wars Last Jedi. They brought you to the big bad guy, and then they killed him right away. And so when the third movie of that series came around, they're like, oh crap, we need to find a new bad guy. Let's resurrect Palpatine, which was stupid, but whatever. Anyways, so that's the same mistake that Bay made with Transformers. They just kept bringing Megatron back and killing him over and over and over again. They killed Megatron in the first movie, in the third movie, and in the, I want to say in the fifth movie as well. So they killed him 3 times. And it's just, at a certain point, it's like, guys, stop it. Stop it. Stop doing it. So I appreciate in Bumblebee that he's there. His presence is there because he's the leader of the Decepticons, but you don't actually see him. But you know that the Decepticons are bad news. And if this guy is tough enough to lead those guys, my gosh, he's going to be bad news. So I'm actually okay if they're moving forward and making this into a quasi-trilogy, with Bumblebee being the first, this one being the second, something coming after that. Trilogies work very well, structurally speaking. I hope that Megatron is introduced. And if he is introduced, I hope that he is introduced in a way to where he kind of sort of a la Empire Strikes Back just wipes the floor with them. I hope Megatron wins in this movie if he's introduced, or at least quasi wins, to where it's kind of a toss-up. It's left up in the air. Because, ooh, boy, would that be good. And boy, would that get Transformers fans and general public, I think, in general, because the Transformers movies were super popular. And, or at least the first 3 were super duper popular. And we may have Unicron as the planet. We may get a soft introduction of Megatron. It looks like we're seeing a lot of Autobots and Maximals. We're seeing the token humans, which that's the way I always feel about humans in Transformers movies. I almost feel like they don't belong in Transformers movies because I'm not there to watch the people. I'm there to watch the Transformers. And the people are like these kind of weird quasi-supporting roles. And the biggest mistake that Bay made was putting too much focus on the humans, in my opinion. I think that a lot of what he did was good, but he put way too much focus on the human drama. I hated that part of it. I actually enjoyed Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox and a few of the others in the movies. But I hated that they focused on the humans more than the Transformers. I thought that was always stupid. Bumblebee took away from that and made it a human, kind of almost an E.T. type interaction, where Bumblebee's E.T. and the gal, what's her name, Haley. I can't remember the actress's name, but she did a wonderful job in that movie. Actually, she was a star. She was a rock star in that movie. She did a great job. And so we've got 2 new humans in this movie. This is probably a bit of a time jump. We may be jumping into the 90s because Bumblebee takes place in the 80s. And if that is the case, I hope they don't, it's nice to have a human touch on things, but I hope the focus isn't the humans, like the humans are the key to everything or something silly like that. I don't want that to be the case, okay? And no Transformers fan wants that to be the case. You need to have a human element in the movie to make it relatable, but don't focus on them. So I'm excited. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm super duper duper excited, but I'm also cautiously optimistic too. So predictions: Unicron is going to be introduced. Megatron is going to be introduced. It's going to be a continuation of Bumblebee, which I'm thrilled about. We're going to see some great, more honest interpretations of OG Transformers. We saw the Maximals in there. We saw Cheetor. I can't remember what the Hawk's name was, and we saw Optimus Primal. And those 3 that we saw looked awesome. Spot on. They looked so good. So good. The only thing I'd say about Cheetor maybe is that he had a little bit more color, because he was kind of a bright orange. He was a cheetah. Maybe a little bit of more hints of that color, so he doesn't look quite so generic. You're treading into the Bayformers verse if you make everything look a little too generic. So, and that was something that the gentleman who made Bumblebee did a very good job of, is he brought new color palettes into things. He made everything look more distinct and more, it looked better. So I'm going to stop right here for fear of rambling on. I don't know who the enemies are going to be, because when you saw the end logo there, it showed the Autobot symbol, it showed the Maximal symbol, it showed another symbol which I don't think was the Predacons. It may have been the Predacon symbol, but it may have been something else. So we're going to be seeing something else in there. And this is just a teaser trailer. They're just basically wetting our palates right now. So high hopes, June of 2023. You guys know where I'm going to be at. And opening night, and I will drag the family with me kicking and screaming if I must. But you know what? They've always been willing participants for my indulgence in the past movies, so I'm probably going to have a full crew going into this. So anyways, I know this isn't NieR Reincarnation update. I know this is a complete departure, and I know I've been rambling, but this is just an exciting video for me to make, and I had to make it right now. I'm going back to work right now so I can get this sucker done. Anyways, peace out, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.